Hey y'all, how's it going? Today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be looking at the Westworld Season 4 official teaser. I don't talk about this show a lot because it only comes out like once every 2 years. You know, that's how HBO shows go. So, but I gotta tell y'all, I really love Westworld. And if you haven't seen it already, I do recommend it. I recommend watching the first and second seasons. The third season is a little, you know, it was giving Game of Thrones season 8, but it's not over. They still got season 4. They just released the teaser trailer today, and I thought I would kind of break down some of the scenes that stuck out to me. Now, I just want to say that because season 3 was so, I don't want to say bad, just so it was very forgettable. From this point on, we will be talking spoilers. If you haven't seen season 1, 2, and 3, come back when you do, but it's just such, you know, they had diverted so much from the original storyline, which I loved, you know, being in the parks, exploring what was going on with Dolores. And I had to go back to the wiki because I'm like, I need to carry, like, Dolores and Teddy, such an awesome storyline. Everything going on with Maeve, you know, about trying to find her daughter and, you know, always waking out of her programming and stabbing those guys in the lab, and even some of the behind the scenes stuff with Charlotte and obviously Dr. Ford being at Delos, and then Man in Black, right? And his connection being William. All that stuff was so mind-blowing, and it felt like when we left the park and then we started getting into the human world, and you know, Dolores was kind of bent on revenge. And I even loved Bernard's part, you know, the part that he played in seasons 1 and 2. But then, you know, we bring in Caleb, Aaron Paul, and Sirach. I barely remember him. I think this guy Liam was from season 3. You know, there was a whole plot about Rehoboam or something like that, and it was just this Facebook-like algorithm that is telling people how to live their lives. It got very Black Mirror. So that's what, without further ado, that feels like what we can expect from season 4, is them just being an extension of Black Mirror. And it's funny to see that they open with Maeve, Thandiwe Newton, looking awesome as always. Now, the last we saw, it was kind of like spy versus spy, her trying to stop Dolores because she was under orders from Sirach. I do remember that much. I don't know how he caught on to that, and I don't really care to remember. But now, essentially, you know, Dolores sacrificed herself for the humans to defeat the Rehoboam, I'll never be able to say that's programming. And so, you know, Dolores is gone, quote unquote. We knew she wasn't really gone, but at least, you know, 50% of the series had kind of shifted to Maeve. So I think she's going to be looks like she's kind of shifting to be taking the lead role over Evan Rachel Wood over Dolores. So that's kind of interesting. I'm just assuming she's just out in the desert doing her thing. Like, what? My question is, what is her motivation? You know, what does she have going on now that Dolores is gone, and now that, you know, she doesn't have to, well, at the present doesn't have to worry about Dolores. You know, she's not looking for her daughter anymore. Maybe she wants a family. Maybe it'll be a little bit like WandaVision. I doubt that. But as we continue on, we see our dear friend Jesse. No. This is Caleb. You know, he's a human. We all wondered whether he was a host, you know, robot basically, or not. He's like the only host now. He's the only human and the entire series thus far. So he was just, you know, that's just him. There's our boy. I did want to skip ahead to something that I did think was kind of interesting. So the scene here, we have Caleb and Maeve. I'm getting used to all this. It's been 2 years. Entering this place, they look very posh, very sleek. It says welcome. I don't know if they're going back to Delos or going back to the parks. I think that their attire says that, you know, it is a fancy event. Maybe they had to break into it. I mean, obviously Caleb would have to. He's, you know, kind of a street guy, and Maeve should be like off the record as far as everyone is literally concerned. So the next scene that we actually get, though, is we've got some blood and we see the Man in Black. But of course course, everyone should know this. This is his host self, because his host self killed his real self, at least that's what I read, as memory served. And he's basically serving as Charlotte. I'm just laughing at how convoluted this is. He's serving as Charlotte's personal killer, you know, kind of like right-hand man assassin, except for our dear Charlotte, who we see right about here, who's got a secret, is actually Dolores. Dun dun dun. Right? Remember, Dolores, like, I guess regular Charlotte is dead. She took over her life and then made a replica of her as a host. And so she was wow. Dolores put a copy of herself into Charlotte, but now this Charlotte is kind of like the Dolores who didn't learn her lesson, so she's still got a little bit of, you know, revenge in her, even though this host in the beginning was still a little frightened, still a little scared. It was like she was a new person, even though she was also Dolores. So I guess she's gotten over that now. She's supposed to be making her own army or something, and there's like blood and Clementine. Don't we miss her? I don't know. What is she doing? Hey everybody, what's going on? And then just again here in this scene, we see that was kind of violent. Oops. Well, if YouTube can show it. He's still, you know, we see him out there. I don't know why he has his roleplay outfit on, actually. He doesn't have to dress up like he's in Westworld anymore if the man in black is serving as her personal servant. So I don't know if this is a flashback scene or not, but just kind of curious, or if he's actually in the park, why he would be wearing his cowboy attire, essentially. And I want to point out my main man, Bernard, who shows up just here, right? I can't actually tell who he's with, someone with curly hair. This actually looks like he is in Westworld, you know, kind of in the basement or wherever. I don't know if it was a sub-level or whatever, but where they kept, you know, kind of the maintenance on all of the host bodies, kind of where, you know, May was trapped, and every time they would program her and do all those things. So it looks like that's where he's at, or at least in one of the rooms also where they test them. I think it's it's basically all the same idea. So there's something to be discovered back at Delos, which I don't know, maybe is some kind of program that can stop Charlotte Dolores from, I don't know, I don't really know. I think she just wants robot supremacy. So, I mean, they might have to find a way to shut down all the hosts, and that would be something to do. So as you can see, there's a lot of stuff where I'm just watching this like, I forgor. And I mean, again, I think it's just the fact that A, this is a teaser, and there's no dialogue, and once we get a real official trailer, they will hopefully expand on a lot more, explain what's going on, explain some of the motives. Oh, actually, here's a version of Dolores that we just saw. Here's the Hemsworth brother. Now I'm like seeing all of this stuff. So, I mean, yeah, Dolores is coming back. We knew that she wouldn't be gone for long. There she is, you know. But what she wants to do, I really have no clue. I don't know like what version of Dolores this is, how far she's come in her journey, you know, as far as being either pro-host society or pro-host human society. But yeah, I just wish, it just, like I said, it feels like they really kind of lost the plot in season 3. I think they really should have just wrapped up the story there. It feels like a lot of ends were wrapped up, and it just feels kind of messy. And I'm like, I really wish like for this, or maybe like a season 5, they can go back and have like a prequel season so that it's like, you know, we can get back to the good stuff, because this just really kind of seems, it's way too Black Mirror now. It's way far removed from, you know, being on the train and going back to the park and figuring out the kind of crazy stuff they were doing there. So, you know, it's coming out just after my birthday, June 26th, so I will be watching, and I will be keeping up with Westworld season 4, just not with as much enthusiasm. So I may or may not cover it here. HBO has some good stuff. This will be coming out, and then after that, House of the Dragon will be coming up as well. So I we'll see. We'll see if HBO content deserves a little more space on here. So I think that's all I have to say about Westworld. If you guys have seen it, let me know what you think, especially if you will be watching season 4, because I imagine there's going to be a huge drop. I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you all have not seen Doctor Strange yet, go ahead and watch my spoiler-free review of that. By the way, that was really fun. And if you do, check out the link below where I discuss spoilers by looking at memes for Doctor Strange. That was really fun. Otherwise, be sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.